This is the Fifine Ampligame AM8 XLR USB-C microphone. This thing sounds fantastic. Right now I am using my Logitech Sona microphone, which is an XLR mic, but I have it tuned to my voice. This thing right out of the box is very impressive. And if you are in the market for a lower budget microphone that gives you the option of starting out with USB and then moving to XLR, you're gonna want to take a look at this video. Some key things to take a look at is right here. This will be the front of your microphone. You have your mic gain, and then you have your headset. So if you want to plug in a headset, you can do that on the bottom here. As you can see, just trying to get the lighting here. So you have your USB-C over here. There's your mic input, and then here's your XLR connection here. In order to get the features such as the tap to mute, you can just simply tap this with your finger and you can mute and unmute your microphone, as well as get the RGB lighting around the bottom. You need to use the USB connection. So you need that power from USB in order to do so. If you have the XLR connection, you're going to have to do everything through your interface, whatever that might be. I use the Focusrite 2i2. Works great. You use what you have or what you think that you should use. In the box, you do get your base stand, and it does have some weight. It's got the nice little rubber pad to keep it from sliding around on your desk. Obviously, you just pop it in and give it a twist. There you go. Now you can plop it on your desk if you need to. I am a very big fan of boom mics. I don't like what happens when you have these on your desk. You can hear like the thudding and all those extra sounds and stuff. So I would strongly recommend looking into a mic arm. The folks at Fifine sell various peripherals. They do sell mic arms as well. So you might be able to get both products right from the same store. If that's what you're looking to do. It does come with your USB-C cable, and as well as your instructions, which I think they're just back in the box. Okay, now to show you guys what it sounds like. So let's do a comparison. I am going to show you the Elgato Wave 3 with no settings, no EQ, no nothing, just vanilla right out of the box. And then we're going to compare it to the Fifine AM8. And that way you guys can kind of see and you guys can do your own comparison. They are in different price categories, so keep that in mind. One is also strictly USB, being the Wave 3, whereas the Fifine you can use USB or XLR. Okay, as promised, this is the Elgato Wave 3. So you can probably hear, I seem to be hitting some high notes. We're gonna turn this down a little bit. But this is the Wave 3. Straight out of the box, no settings, no adjustments, nothing in my recording software. You can probably even hear the fans on my computer right now, just so you can hear all the ambient sounds, if you can hear any. And this is just as it is. It does have the pop filter on it, so we can take that off. Although I never really found it did much work. But just so you can hear what this sounds like, this is just a USB microphone with no adjustments, no settings, nothing like that. And this is what you get. If you don't have the Elgato Wave 3 or you're not familiar with it, this is what it looks like. It is a very nice microphone. So I can't really say too many bad things about it. This is definitely a great microphone. You can, whereas the Fifine, you can push the mute on the back. So they both have the same function, but this is the Elgato Wave 3. Let's see what the Fifine AM8 sounds like, both in USB and then in XLR. Okay, now we are speaking into the Fifine Ampligame AM8. So this is currently with the USB-C setup. So if you want to take a look at the microphone, we got the RGB lighting on right now. The green screen. The green screen is having a little bit of fun with the lighting. We'll show that off a little bit better. But the capsule is on the top of the mic, so if you are going to use this, make sure you're talking into the top. And you do have your gain here, so I can adjust the slider or the dial. We're gonna peek out here. It's got a lot of movement, so you can turn So I said, you could turn that thing right down to 0, and it went right down to 0. And then you have, obviously, your monitoring. So if I was to plug my headphones into that, I could listen to myself talking to this microphone. So there you have it. The 2 USB microphones, just with USB connections. So now we're going to take this same microphone, and I'm going to plug it into my interface, and we're going to see what it sounds like hooked up to an XLR connection, just to give you guys a comparison. Okay, now we have the Fifine AM8 set up through my XLR interface, which is the Focusrite 2i2, with no settings. The only thing I've done is just made sure that the audio was coming through, so I had to turn my gain up on my interface. That's it. You can no longer use these when you are hooked up to your XLR interface. These do nothing. So keep that in mind. These are for USB connection only. And if you want the RGB lighting, you have to make sure you have a USB connection there as well. As you can hear, when I move away from the mic, here it does die down a little bit until I put my mic right in front of my mouth hole yet again. The one thing, I do wish this cover had something to keep it on. Not to compare it to my Sona, because it is much more expensive. It has the same kind of cover. It'll slide off as well, but it has magnets that once you get to a certain point, it'll just click into place. So I find, I mean, if you're not really touching it and moving it, I guess it's not a problem, but it comes off very easy. Like it slides around a lot. That's really it. Outside of the little adjustment dials on the right side, I did have a little imperfection. That was like a little sharp piece of plastic. No big deal. I just kind of clipped it off a little bit. But just as far as manufacturing goes, that would be nice to see going away. But this is it, folks. So if you are in the market for a new microphone and you don't currently have an XLR setup and you're looking to get into an XLR setup down the road, like you know that's the way you want to go, this could be a very good alternative to some of the more pricey microphones. It has a really good starting price. So if you go to the website, you can find it. It's the Ampligame AM8. Obviously, it'll look exactly like this. It comes in black, white, and like a rose pink color. All very, very nice. The US price on their website is $54.99 US dollars. That in Canadian, ordering again from their website, not from Amazon, because you can get this product on Amazon as well. It's $62.99 US dollars. So living in Canada, we get it. You're gonna get hosed a little bit as far as the pricing is concerned. But if we do go over to Amazon, so here's the microphone here. So I am on Amazon.ca. As you can see, it's actually showing as $82.99 Canadian dollars. But shipping is incredibly fast. So that's just for the same microphone, which is this guy right here. And like I said, you can get it like rose pink, the white like I have it here as well. For some reason, the picture doesn't work. Okay, but you get it in the white, as you guys saw here. But it's $82.99 Canadian. Whereas if I was to go and look for the Elgato Wave 3, this doesn't sound right, but I did purchase this May 30th, 2021. So I got it from the same store, $200. So double the price. Keep that in mind. If you're trying to get into the market, you're trying to get a new microphone, you want something that has some flexibility to go from USB over to the XLR setup, then this might be a great choice for you, especially if you're in the States, because clearly it's like $30 cheaper, give or take. So something to consider. Thank you again to my new friends over at Fifine for sending this over. Very impressed with what you guys have done. I know this microphone's actually going to get some use. We have some podcast things that we're looking to get into soon. So hopefully we can do some in-house as well as with my lovely friends online. Thank you so much for checking it out. Love to hear what you guys think about the microphone. And, is this something that you might consider if you're in the market for a new microphone? Does it have what you're looking for? Is there things that you would like to see them roll into their new product? Let me know. Thanks for watching. See you soon.